What it do, baby boos? So my selfie stick broke, which is what I use to hold the camera. And I tried to put duct tape and super glue back on. So we're gonna wait for that. What I did in the meantime, I'm going to show you at the end of this video because I'm afraid if I move it, everything will collapse. I'm already going like, oh, hey. Happy holidays, 'tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. So really quick, I thought I would talk about this little festive episode thing about, okay, no, it has no festivities to my topic. I mean, kinda, well, also my socks, you know, I'm trying to represent. Living in dorms. And I guess it kind of has to do with festivities because during the different holidays, we kind of tried to spice things up, at least my freshman year. Sophomore year, not really. So freshman year, I lived in dorms. I lived in Sixth College, which is one of the different colleges at my school. And in Sixth College, the dorms are like this. There's 4 different sections. So it's on the top, you have one section and then the other section, right? And then the bottom, you have the same thing. Now, the top part, it's not that big. I lived in a triple. The top part consists of 20 girls. And that's 10 girls in this section, 10 girls in this section. And there's 4 bathrooms and 4 showers. On the bottom consists of 20 boys. 10, 10, 4 bathrooms, 4 showers. 1 kitchen. It consisted of like a microwave, and that was what we called a kitchen. But it was also the hangout room, so everyone kind of came together and was like, hey, what's good? Let's chill. I lived in a triple. So my triple, I had top bunk. And let me tell you something about top. That's because I showed up the last person, so I kind of got top bunk. Let me tell you something about top bunk. I hit my head so many times that the little parts, you know, the little like things over here on the ceiling, a whole chunk fell out just because of how many times I hit my head. And I was right next to the vent, I swear, and I almost fell like 20 times. I legitly fell once and I like caught myself. And then I had the person under me, and oh my god, my roommate, it's like she's an only child, which I am too, which is fine, but she would just hit practically like playing drums with her pots and pans every single morning. It's like, dude, we're sleeping, and at 5 a.m. she'd be like, and I'm like, oh. And then you couldn't even talk to her. It was kind of like she would just ignore you, and she seemed like a 10-year-old, but she wasn't. And everyone, it was kind of her character. That's who she was. That's who everyone associated with her with. And then she always had headphones on, but nothing was playing. She just put on the headphones. And then she took over that hangout area, the kitchen area. She took it over. She started taking her stuff there. It became her place. That's where she studied. And it's not like she was a social person to, you know, invite everyone in or like friends with everyone, but she kind of just like made people uncomfortable going to those places, which is fine. I mean, honestly, I bet you she's a really sweet individual, but yeah, it wasn't the best experience. And then one of the people from high school who I feel like we kind of ended up on a not so great note, he ended up staying in my house. Literally 4 people from my high school went to that school, and that one person ended up living with me. So it was cool because you had festivities, and then whenever you were in the living room, everyone kind of talked. And you really developed these strong friendships. And me and 2 other girls were rushing at the same time. One of them was actually the reason I joined the sorority I did. And they kind of became my initial, you know, they were all my initial friends. We became super close. We hung out together. We ate lunch together. And you have to remember, you have these like 18-year-olds / 17-year-olds, and they're just starting school for the first time. They're away from their family. They're away from everything. Everyone's excited. All the parties we went to, everyone wanted to go to a party. And it was interesting because you had these engaged children. Like, I mean, some had tiger moms or parents, and they were engaged their whole lives, right? And then they go to college. I'm telling you, week one, people drank alcohol for the first time. People smoked weed for the first time. Sure, people smoked nicotine for the first time. People had their first kiss for the first time. And people lost their virginities. Everything else on 1 week. And I'm not saying all different people. I'm saying this one person did all these things within a week. It was crazy because I had already kind of lived, you know, that scene. So I of course who I am, became the mother. I've literally carried people up the stairs, like start cleaning up throw up, and I even helped someone throw up, you know, use my own hand. You gotta do what you gotta do. But it became a family. It became a little family. Everyone supported each other, and this was at least in the beginning. And then, like with everything, you go towards the end and drama started happening. You know, you live with these people. Everyone knows everything. And relationships happen, hookups happen, I don't like you, whatever happened. So then drama kind of went on, and as drama was going on was when I was getting more close to my sorority, so I kind of was able to separate myself a bit, but it was an interesting experience having everyone know what you're doing. And I'm kind of used to that living in a small town, but this was a different thing. You walk up the stairs, they know. You bring home someone, they know. You can't even bring home anyone, let's be honest. But at the end, you were still friends. At least I mean, you're not gonna like all 40 people that you live with. You know, you have to wait for the shower. You live with these people. You see their habits. You see who they are as individuals, how they react to things. But also keep in mind, these are 18 and 17-year-olds. Everyone's trying to find out who they are. No one knows what the heck to expect from college. And we're also in a circle with other people that are the same age as us. So not being liked so quickly in college, it's kind of like, dang, who am I? I went, and we all shared similar classes as well. And I went through a tough time at a certain point. I didn't really want to leave. I didn't want to associate with anyone just because of how I felt. But then after a while, I got better at it. It was just such an experience where you're kind of lost. Like, who am I? And you're trying to find yourself as you're trying to understand the people you're living with. As you're trying to understand everyone around you, you want to see, okay, I didn't know someone from your city existed. Well, yeah, you know, you're the first person I met from here. Oh, I didn't know these characteristics existed. There was this one girl. Oh my god, I did not like her. I did not like her. She lived in the other section from me. She roomed with one of my friends at the time. Only child again. And she was just so stuck up and spoiled, and she was just so mean. She would come and tell everyone to be quiet and then expected to get everything, and a little smart ass and stuff. I'm not trying to brag on her. I'm sure she had great qualities. But basically her roommate ended up having breakdowns because of her. Her new roommate she had, apparently this girl's parents came and checked through her new roommate's stuff the year after to see if the new roommate was selling or using drugs. And it was just, you have to live with people you don't want to live with. You have to associate with people you don't know how to associate with, and you don't know who you are. So yada yada. It was cool. We had Secret Santas, we had Halloween attires, we all went to parties together. I went to Asian parties, which was funny because I was the only non-Asian person there. They wanted to recruit me. The multicultural ones. And I really got exposed to the Asian culture, because prior to that I wasn't really exposed to the Asian culture. I had like 2 Asian friends. So it was a big like, here's the culture. And it was cool. I got to know people I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm very thankful for that. And it honestly expanded my socialization and feeling of acceptance in college. It helped me be more social. I mean, I personally didn't have a huge problem with that, but I know some people did. And I know some people joined organizations because of that lack of social interaction. But living in a dorm reduced that. Now, all the dorms were different. Some dorms were literally like hotels. Our dorm was it was called Camp Snoopy, the area we lived in. And our dorm was very inclusive. It was very small. So we interacted with a lot more people than people of other dorms did. And we also had little things, like we had no scream. Like, I don't know, at midnight you would go and you would scream like, oh my god, it's finals. and we all did this together, and they'd give you donuts, scream for Krispy Kreme or something. And then there was this thing called the undie run, where you would literally run in your underwear and your bra, and you would run into the library during finals week, like Wednesday of finals week. You would run into the library and run throughout the whole school. And it was cool because you had a group of people to do it with, you know? And so it was definitely a lot of good and fun memories. It was just a switch in realizing who you are. And when you don't want to be with anyone, you don't want to be around anyone, you can't. Because you're always around so many people. So you had to really cope with how to have you time. And all your firsts, so many of your firsts, the people you live with see. And when you live with more people see. And then you have to deal with, okay, this is my identity in my home. What's my real identity, you know? Anyway, that was my experience. Okay, sorry, phone call. But yeah, it was cool. Great timing, actually. It was cool. I am glad that was my experience. There's probably more I didn't really think about, but I will talk about it later. Also, I don't know if it's noticed, but with my channel now, I'm not only going to be talking in front of a camera, but I'm going to record some of my interactions with different people. And sometimes I'm just going to record different people. Like, not even me in it. Me behind the camera could be talking, but the whole purpose of this is showing what exists. It's to expand one's mind and to, yeah, increase perspectives. And I say stories and everything, but it's just to broaden up stuff. And I think I've been around so many different perspectives that I'm able to kind of encompass it into one. Anyway, that's what's going on in my channels. Till next time, this is the stand I made because my lovely thing stopped. It's actually pretty cool, huh? You have my little fan, you got a little book, and then some styrofoam, you know, innovation. Okay, till next time, thank you for watching.